Hello everyone, my name is Milutin Sekulić. I'm a character lead and co-owner of VFX Pipeline in the Wonder Dynamics team at Autodesk. And today we will cover Flow Studio's feature set using real-world examples and experiences of our users, hopefully giving you a better idea of how you can integrate Flow Studio into your own workflows. And let's start off with a small demo.
They say all great stories start with a sense of wonder. And what if bringing those stories to life wasn't limited by our resources, but only by our imagination? Welcome to Wonder Studio, where making movies with CGI is as simple as selecting your actor and assigning a character. The system uses AI to track the actor's performance across cuts and automatically animates, lights, and composes the CG character directly into the scene. Whether it's one shot or a full sequence, Wonder Studio analyzes and captures everything from body motion, lighting, compositing, camera motion, and it even tracks the actor's facial performance. All the artist needs is a camera. Filmmaking is a medium of creativity and collaboration between artists. There's no AI that can replace that. Wonder Studio was built to empower those artists while still keeping the existing 3D process in mind. Alongside the rendered results, Wonder Studio gives you the ability to export the individual layers you need to deliver your final visual effects shot. Whether it's lighting, camera, or animation, you can maintain full control and make detailed adjustments in 3D space. From the paintbrush, to the typewriter, to the camera, tools have always been an extension of the artist, a means to help our voices be heard. With Wonder Studio, we hope the world hears yours.
Thank you. A bit dramatic, I know. But since the beginning, the Wonder Dynamics team had a mission to use AI and machine learning to empower artists and not replace them. For us, this meant creating a solution that uses AI and machine learning to cut down on VFX production costs, allowing artists to focus more on the art. It also meant not creating a black box, meaning we wanted to provide the results back to our users in an editable form, instead of creating a fixed, uneditable result. Today's VFX artists often struggle with time-consuming manual tasks and the constant pressure to iterate rapidly within tight budgets. That's why we developed Autodesk Flow Studio, which was previously known as Wonder Studio, which is designed for such artists of all skill levels in mind. From aspiring filmmakers working on limited budgets to emerging professionals exploring the world of 3D, and established studios seeking to streamline their production and boost efficiency while maintaining artistic integrity. With ethical AI at its core, Flow Studio empowers storytellers to bring their vision to life, no matter their skill level or budget. So what is Autodesk Flow Studio? It's a browser-based platform that leverages cutting-edge AI technology to transform the creation of visual effects and provides body, facial animation, lighting, and camera data that works with your content creation tool of choice. So Flow Studio offers AI-powered motion capture directly from video. That simplifies the process for artists that aim to generate animations. Forget complex suits and studios, that's the whole point. Our markerless mocap enables you to go straight into work on creating body, hands, and facial animation data in your favorite outfit, and it even works with up to 4 actors in the same shot. So next, to plant the mocap data firmly in a CG environment, we offer our AI-powered camera tracking solution. It is able to handle both static camera positions as well as dynamic camera motion. Additionally, for dynamic cameras, you get a point cloud for reference as well. And now you are free to download the animation data, which contains the lighting as well, and import it into your DCC of choice, be it Maya, Blender, or Unreal Engine. And you can further tweak it. Flow Studio always provides the motion capture, camera information, and a complete lighting setup tailored for each shot. Lighting data includes sun for directional light, bless you, an HDRI map for ambient illumination, and a reflection map for surface highlights. Flow Studio can also render a character pass for your sequence, making the straight-to-pixel pipeline much easier. You can integrate this pass directly into your compositing workflow. When you need to replace an actor in a shot, the first and obvious challenge is removing the actors. Flow Studio addresses this by analyzing the footage and as a first pass generating an alpha mask for your actors. This automated process saves artists significant time and effort in rotoscoping and manual masking, resulting in a clean and professional composites. Oh, I missed one. Sorry, guys. I missed a couple, actually. Okay. Let's go to the clean plate. So as a second step, Flow Studio fills in the areas where the actor was present, effectively creating a clean plate. And this clean plate then allows for a much more natural integration of your CG characters. And lastly, you can also use Flow Studio as a straight-to-pixel pipeline, combining all the previously mentioned passes and adding some compositing secret sauce. We are able to produce a final beauty render without the need for rendering locally. And now that I familiarized you with components of Flow Studio, let's examine a couple of use cases. So for starters, Voxel Studio. So Voxel Studio is a seasoned VFX studio known for its work on prominent productions, including the series Superman and Lois. As Hollywood restarted production after the strikes, they were faced with an ever-shrinking budget and deadline, coupled with an ever-growing demand for VFX shots. For example, in season 4 finale, they were expected to deliver approximately 29% more of the shots on a 25% shorter deadline compared to the season 3 finale. Like, this meant that they cannot really focus and use the traditional motion capture methods as they were no longer feasible. So to overcome the constraints, they pivoted to an innovative solution by partnering with Wonder Dynamics team and utilizing our AI motion capture technology. This implementation wasn't limited to previs. They were able to integrate our technology directly into their pipeline to deliver final VFX shots. This enabled them to tackle more complex scenes with an increased shot count in significantly less time compared to the previous seasons. So to support this, they developed a simple proxy version of the character together with a toolset that enabled them to transfer animations back and forth between the proxy version and the fully rigged hero version. So Flow Studio's on-set markerless motion capture allowed Voxel Studio to capture stunt performances in a way that maximized the actor's ability without the limitation of cumbersome technical gear, like motion capture suits, for example. By utilizing a setup of just 4 strategically placed high-quality cameras, they essentially eliminated the need for a dedicated motion capture stage and extensive technical setups. This freedom enabled the stunt team to perform in a real-world environment, resulting in a more natural and dynamic motion that seamlessly translated into the character or creature animation. The implementation of Flow Studio, as a result, facilitated a more integrated previous process. Stunt performance became more directly involved as their performances could be quickly captured and converted into motion data. This enabled quick iterations and a faster client feedback cycle. Using these unpolished or lightly polished animations, they were able basically to refine and validate their action sequences much faster. And while Flow Studio streamlined the motion capture process, the important work of animators in refining the animation for final shots remained crucial. Animators used the motion capture data as foundation, and in some cases even recorded their own reference animations. As a result, they were able to do much more experimentation and quickly iterate on their shots. This helped accelerate the creation of the final polished shots, highlighting the blend of technology and artistic expression. And basically, before we end on Boxel, I would like to thank the Boxel team, who were kind enough to provide us with their feedback and experience. Continuing on, as a last part of the presentation, we will cover a couple more use cases for Flow Studio. For example, imagine your marketing team needs a quick way to feature your client's mascot in a social media post or a commercial. Using live action project type, you can go straight to pixels and produce a fully rendered and composited sequence. You still get all the export benefits of the passes we previously mentioned, like lighting, animation data for characters and cameras, as well as clean plate and alpha mask, which you can further refine. Next, let's imagine you're tackling previs, post-viz, or crafting a game cinematic, and you need your scene containing multiple shots to be aligned and accurate in 3D space. Using the animation project type, you can ensure this spatial continuity through features like scene alignment. Our scene alignment will analyze your sequence and align shots relative to one another and position them realistically in world space. Our motion prediction model will ensure that your characters are animated even if they are obscured or are not entirely visible due to shot framing. And furthermore, you retain all the previously mentioned export benefits in this project type as well. And Wonder Tools is a growing library of AI models designed to speed up your workflows, offering targeted solutions for specific tasks. You can access camera track and clean plate as a standalone tools in Flow Studio now. No need to wait extra time and spend extra credits on processing in live action project types, for example. You can simply go to Wonder Tools tab and get results much faster. For instance, imagine you're a compositing artist needing a clean plate or an alpha mask quickly. The clean plate tool in Wonder Tools allows you to generate these elements efficiently at a lower cost. Similarly, if you're working in a CG environment and you want to quickly block out your scene's camera movement, you can simply film your desired camera path with your phone and then provide this information to the camera tracking tool. This will generate a 3D camera track for your scene without any effort. And lastly, before we wrap up, I'd like to quickly mention that we are proud to have had the pleasure of working with the Corridor crew team. Their insightful feedback has been invaluable to the Wonder Dynamics team, and we are huge fans of their content, which keeps pushing the boundaries of what small studios can achieve. So let's hear from them.
Corridor Digital is a really cool studio. It's about 12, 15 people at any given time. We've been around for over 10 years at this point. And we primarily focus on making action, comedy, VFX-based short films, and it's a lot of fun.
We're constantly looking for ways to save time because, we don't have the same deadlines as feature films, right? We're putting out videos every week.
The thing about doing virtual characters is it's a huge pain in the butt. Years ago, I made an entire 20-minute short film featuring a virtual character. It was called Scooty. Camera tracking, motion tracking, all of the lighting. It took months and months of constant work on the VFX. Last year, I worked on a short film called There's an Alien in My House, and it was a challenge because on top of all of those VFX, we had to do it in the span of about 2 weeks, which is just a ridiculous deadline for anything involving virtual characters. When I heard about Wonder Studio, I was like, this is amazing. You can fully film a short film the way you would normally, and film your actors on camera and be able to direct them naturally, and then just pipe it into the software and it spits out a virtual character, and you don't have to do all of that manual work of the tracking and the mocap and the clean plates and everything. It just allows a much more free-flowing creative process of working with actors.
The ability of Wonder Studio to play nice with all of the other tools that we have in our pipeline is, to me, the most exciting thing about it and the most useful thing about it.
It lets you export the camera data and the lighting and the motion capture. And so for certain situations on my project where I needed a little bit more artistic control, I could go into that third-party program and use Wonder Studio's output to help assist me as an artist.
Over the last few years, we've played with a lot of different AI tools. Wonder Studio allows an artist to still be an artist. It allows you to focus on being creative, and the software just takes care of the boring parts.
A lot of the time, as an independent artist, you want to make really ambitious projects that just aren't feasible. But, sometimes you have to do it as one person. You don't have a bunch of money or a bunch of people backing you, and you still have this creative vision that you want to express. And so Wonder Studio is going to be an invaluable tool for these kinds of people where they can go after more of those ambitious ideas and shoot for the stars.
And thank you, everyone, for your attention. If you're interested... Thank you. Thank you. If you're interested in trying Wonder Studio or Flow Studio, you can scan the QR code and you will get started on a free plan which offers our template projects as well as our custom characters. Any questions? Anyone, feel free to ask.
How does it scale? Like, how much extra stuff you guys are doing per project, and how much can be done by just coming in and doing stuff without the system? Sorry. Thanks for the wonderful talk first. I wanted to ask how much does it scale? So basically, are you guys doing things which are specific per project to enable the project with cost you work, etc., or it's a self-service?
It's basically a self-service, and for example, Voxel Studio basically filmed with 4 cameras each shot, and they piped all of those 4 videos for the same shot to see which camera will give best results for them. For example, they did that on the entire sequence all the way through on the production. So it's basically as long as you have credits, you can run projects indefinitely. You can run same shots, you can run different shots, and sequences as well as I mentioned.
And just one more thing, how do you manage your cloud costs? Like, you guys are earning it on something like AWS, I guess, and sometimes it's hard to estimate how much would something cost, and I guess this is part of your offering for the customers, so this might be tricky.
Yeah, I'm not the most qualified guy to answer this because I'm not working on that part, but it's basically a combination of estimation of project costs based on various factors of video length, the amount of actors, etc., etc. So that's basically the best I can do for that answer.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? So the question is what? You want to repeat it for everyone?
Yeah, what about shadows? So
Okay.
actually you replace a human being, and then what happens with the shadows?
So the shadows currently as it is remain intact from the actor's performance currently, but in animation project type, which is all CG environment, you basically don't need, it casts its own shadow on the environment. Yeah. Yeah, I know you need them, but so for live action project type, we leave the shadow of the actor. And for the animation project type, because the animation project type is basically, we put the actor in a CG environment, which is basically a level in Unreal, and then it casts natural shadows on the environment surface.
Hi. So
Hi.
I have noticed that although this is amazing, there are in compositing, when you have a clean plate, there is always a bit of a shadow or a blurry part. Is there a way inside the tool to work more on compositing and to manually fix such things?
So currently, no. but you made a good point. It's a tool that will get you 60, 70, 80, 90% there, depending on various conditions of the video. And so this is exactly why we provide all the passes to our users, so they can refine later in their standard softwares that they're used to. For example, for Clean Plate, whether it be After Effects or some other tool, you are always free to continue editing afterwards.
Sorry, producers here, that's why, sorry. And what happens with the hair? For example, the actor has short hair and we need long hair movements, beautiful women as a cartoon character or something like that.
Oh, so for cartoon characters, we don't, not cartoon, for humans, well, for human actors, we usually suggest putting a hair under some sort of a cap or something, like just constraining it. I mean, like, we're focused on replacing actors with CG characters, so if a CG character has a hair. So currently, we don't do simulations for the hair. I mean, the hair would appear static, which is why I would recommend going with a more conservative hairstyle that doesn't need to flap around. But if it needs to flap around, you can still go on a, for example, in animation project type, you don't need the render, so you disable rendering. You get the animation and your entire scene, and then you run your simulation locally after the fact. But you will still get mocap data, lighting data, and everything else in those scenarios. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. Just wait for the mic, please.
You mentioned in the first question you had 4 cameras and you chose the best one for the animation. Do you ever plan on implementing like witness cameras? So we record from one camera and have a few cameras around the room, and the program can use all cameras to get more data, and I'm guessing more high fidelity animation from those cameras.
Yeah, we don't, the reason we're not doing that approach, you can run them separately and pick animation, like where the animation is better, and then try to compose that animation in your DCC, basically. We don't use multiple cameras for the same shot to fill in data, specifically because we wanted to offer a use case where you would just have one camera that's basically meant to frame the shot as well as execute everything else, like get mocap out of it, lighting, etc., etc. But you can absolutely, from your witness cameras, run that as a separate project and see which animation is better and use parts of that animation as well.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Thank you. Go ahead, go ahead.
So it works on humanoid characters. Do you plan to try it with animals or with characters that are not humanoid, that move differently? What's your plan there and how it works?
Yeah, I can't comment on any timelines, but like animals and stuff, like we capture only humans from video. Like we cannot, let's say you give us a video of a horse running, we cannot extract any data from it because it's not a human. If you have a horse character or a four-legged character, etc., if you figure out a way to rig that character so that the rest of the body moves efficiently and it works with Flow Studio, then you will get a final render, absolutely. But if you want, like, say, a part of that animal character to be animated, you can use whichever character or setup is best to extract the most out of Wonder Studio. I hope that answers at least some part of that question. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.